Imagine you and your spouse sign a postnuptial agreement to secure your financial future. But will it actually hold up in court? Shocking stats reveal that nearly a third of these agreements get tossed out. Join us as we uncover what makes a postnuptial agreement bulletproof, the pitfalls to avoid, and real stories from the courtroom. Don't miss this chance to protect your assets and peace of mind. When couples get married, they often think about love, trust, and a shared future, but sometimes life throws curveballs, and a postnuptial agreement comes into play. These agreements, made after marriage, can address everything from property division to spousal support. But the big question is, do they actually hold up in court? Let's dive into the world of postnuptial agreements, focusing on how they work in the United States under family law, and explore whether they're worth the paper they're written on. A postnuptial agreement is a contract signed by spouses after they're married. It's similar to a prenuptial agreement, but comes later, often when circumstances change, like a career shift, inheritance, or even a rough patch in the marriage. The goal is to clarify financial and property matters in case of divorce or death. But here's the catch. Just because you sign one doesn't mean a judge will enforce it. Courts scrutinize these agreements closely, and several factors determine their validity. First, the agreement must be fair and reasonable. Courts don't like deals that leave one spouse with everything while the other gets nothing. For example, if one partner waives all rights to marital property or spousal support without clear justification, a judge might toss it out. Fairness is judged at the time the agreement was signed, not when it's enforced, so context matters. If one spouse was under pressure, say facing financial ruin or emotional distress, courts might see the agreement as coerced, which weakens its enforceability. Another key factor is full disclosure. Both spouses must openly share their financial details, like assets, debts, and income. If one hides a secret bank account or undervalues their business, the agreement could be invalidated. Transparency builds trust, not just between spouses, but also in the eyes of the court. Some states, like California, require a 7-day waiting period between presenting and signing the agreement to ensure neither party feels rushed. Legal representation is also critical. While not always mandatory, having separate lawyers for each spouse strengthens the agreement. A lawyer ensures you understand what you're signing and protects your interests. If one spouse has no attorney and claims they didn't grasp the terms, a court might question the agreement's fairness. In states like New York, courts are especially strict about ensuring both parties had independent counsel. The agreement's terms must also comply with state laws. Each state has its own rules on what's enforceable. For instance, provisions about child custody or support in a postnuptial agreement are rarely upheld because courts prioritize the child's best interests at the time of divorce, not when the agreement was made. Similarly, clauses that seem punitive, like penalties for infidelity, often get struck down as they're seen as undermining the marriage rather than protecting it. Timing matters too. If the agreement was signed during a heated moment, like right after an affair is discovered, courts might view it as signed under duress. A calmer, more deliberate process increases the chance of enforcement. States like Texas emphasize that agreements must be entered voluntarily, meaning no threats or undue pressure. So, do postnuptial agreements hold up? It depends. A well-drafted agreement with full disclosure, independent lawyers, and fair terms has a strong chance in most states. Data from family law cases shows that courts uphold about 70% of properly executed postnuptial agreements, though this varies by jurisdiction. California and New York, for example, have high standards, while states like Florida may be more lenient if the basics are covered. But there's a flip side. Poorly drafted agreements, or those signed under questionable circumstances, often fail. A 2023 case in New Jersey saw a postnuptial agreement thrown out because one spouse didn't have a lawyer and the terms heavily favored the other. Stories like this highlight why care and clarity matter. Ultimately, a postnuptial agreement can be a powerful tool to protect your financial future, but it's not a guarantee. Consulting with an experienced family law attorney and ensuring both parties are on board can make all the difference. If you're considering one, weigh the costs. Legal fees can range from $2,000 to $10,000 and the emotional toll. It's about planning for the worst while hoping for the best.